Well, welcome back everybody. First of all, what I want to say is Happy September! This is a video about my experience whilst I've been in lockdown. At the start of lockdown, what I was thinking was if I keep occupied and try to focus on the positive sides, like catching up with work and stuff, then everything would be good and I'd enjoy lockdown a bit better. However, I discovered it wasn't always like that because in my head I wanted to do more, like maybe go outside for a bit more and stuff like that. However, I discovered I think whilst I was in lockdown that, because I'd done a lot of the activities that I was wanting to do before, so I felt I was really limited on activities because you couldn't have really gone out. I mean, you could have gone out and done some exercise, but you'd have to do very limited exercise. So, yeah, because, I mean, the only things that I was thinking about was playing board games and stuff like that, and personally, for me, because I used to do that a lot of the time, I was getting a bit bored of it, and I think whilst being in lockdown, I've discovered you can't always try and focus on the positives because you're in the same spot with the same people, even if it's your parents. I mean, it can feel like a little bit, I don't know, from my point of view, it just felt a little bit, I think because three's a crowd, especially when you're in one household together, it can all feel a little bit, not, I'm trying to think of a word, but you can get on each other's nerves a little bit, I think, is what I was trying to say. However, put that aside, I'd say that the majority of lockdown's been good because apart from what I focus on, because as I said, you can't always focus on the positives because we're not in a positive time. What I've enjoyed on lockdown was discovering new things, which I've been really enjoying. And also, I've had a lot more time for YouTube, which I discovered, and it makes me happy to see that I've brought a lot of content and a lot of happiness to a lot of people. Well, I hope, anyway. And I hope you guys enjoy my channel. But, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not been the easiest time, and if it's anything that I've learned, it's even in a negative time, you can't always find the positives, and even when you try and think about positives, you can't always, you can't always win. That's one way of putting it, but yeah, it's hard to explain because, let's just say, long story short, it's definitely been a trip at home. I think some at lockdown, some parts of it have been good, some parts of it haven't been as good. But I think that's all of our experience with lockdown because, I mean, we never knew what was coming, apart from we knew that the government had declared a pandemic. And it's definitely not been the easiest experience, I know this for all of us, and I think I've discovered that, because I'm getting older now, that I kind of want to be, and I don't want to make this a stereotype or anything, no, not at all, but I kind of feel like doing a lot more stuff on my own, and I kind of felt a bit more like I wanted to be a bit more independent, and I think that, I'm speaking out for all of us here, I think we get to that certain point of age in our lives where we feel like that and we would like to do more stuff as independent people. And I think at the end of the day, that's fair enough. I mean, there's nothing wrong with guidance from your parents, but I think as you get older, you just, I just think you kind of just see things differently, I guess, and, the world changes. And to be fair, as well as it hasn't been easy for me as an experience, I don't think it's been easy for any of us. And I've discovered, because we've had a lot of problems besides the coronavirus, and it's been a very difficult time, and I won't go into any of the other problems because I think we've had one or two pretty controversial issues, and I don't want to mention them. But however, I think, I'd kind of say, whilst lockdown was definitely a learning experience, it's definitely not been the easiest. Like, because I think what most people thought, like, at the beginning of it was, oh, we get a holiday, we don't get to go to work or school and stuff like that. And yeah, to be fair, I mean, I guess we were all like that, even if we got like sent schoolwork on the computers. And the thing is, I think at the end of the day, we can look back in our lives and look back at the coronavirus and just decide, because not all of it has been bad, like, and yeah, I wouldn't say all of it's been bad, but I think, we could look back in our lives and tell our children, we had a pandemic in our time and we could maybe tell, because you never know when there's going to be a future pandemic, you could maybe, I don't know, maybe say to your kids, we had a pandemic when we were teenagers or when we were younger, and it wasn't easy for any of us. And I don't think it's been any easy because we were all feeling quite nervous about it, I think, at the start. And I think because we all felt quite nervous and, like, I don't know, if someone immediately coughed, we'd kind of think, oh God, isn't that a symptom of the coronavirus? No offence, I'm not a doctor, but I think coughing's meant to be a symptom. Sorry if I'm wrong. But yeah, because, I mean, it was spreading like flies in the earlier months, and I think, like, in the summer it kind of went down a little bit. However, I think because it's getting colder, like, I think after, like, a little bit of summer, it began to rise up again, and we've had to wear masks, so also been going in and out. And, well, in all, I think the thing with lockdown, whilst I think we've all kind of had our ups and downs, and it's definitely not been the easiest year as 2020, because it's the start of a new decade, and what's the best way to start off a new decade with a pandemic that goes from March to who knows when? So yeah, I mean, I think at the end, like, I feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit, sorry. Well, I mean, all we can do, I think, like, because I'm now back at school and I'm kind of feel better for getting back into a routine, because today I went back to school and I had a really, really good day seeing all my friends and getting back into a routine, as I was saying. But, I think the thing is, like, the key thing is, like, I mean, just kind of pick out, like, the moments you've enjoyed in lockdown, and maybe sometimes think about the times you didn't have such a good time in lockdown, because, I mean, not every bit of lockdown was fun for any of us, because, we don't know what it could have been. Like, I think it's definitely been a strange roller coaster, and as long as you guys are happy, stay strong, stay safe, and I hope you had a good day. I hope you're having a good day, because, this could go on and on for who knows, and see you guys later.